Hey guys, well, I just got finished sitting in traffic for about half an hour, and now I am on my way to the driving range to get a little bit of work done. I don't have Roman with me, so I hope you're not too disappointed. And hopefully, all the video will have audio with it today, which will be a nice change. Yeah, so we're going to see if we can get something accomplished in an hour or less.
At the next light, turn left.
Right, let's see. Mic test, really. We're experimenting here. Yesterday, we had no sound. Or 2 days ago, actually, at this point. So, we're just going to see if we have any sound at all today. I got my mic on my hat. So, we're testing audio levels. I had to fix my white balance on the camera. We had all kind of technical issues the other day. We're just experimenting, though. And then, ultimately, that's the name of the game. We're just going for it. All right, so that's test number one. All right. Well, I just took the footage, and it looks like everything is working correctly. So next thing is, let's figure out what the heck we're aiming at, because this mat is aimed at nowhere. So I'll try to just go over this first yellow flag towards the old Miller Lite box. That's going to be our starting point here. So just warming up, little swings, trying to get good contact is the main focus. Just finding the bottom of my swing. So, for what most of you guys don't know, the other day, that video with Roman and I was the first time I've actually been out on the golf course in months. I couldn't even tell you honestly when the last time I was out. Now, I've been teaching some golf, but that is definitely not the same. My short game is in okay shape because I get to chip and pitch and putt a little bit more than anything else, but in terms of full swing, not much is going on here recently, but that's all getting ready to change. Well, that one was right over it. So far, so good. Directionality. And here left. All right. You in there? Hello. All right. So now that we've established that things are actually operational, I'm gonna do a little bit of stretching because Lord knows I need it. So obviously, welcome to the channel. Brand new. Experimenting. Seeing what we can accomplish. Trying to get back into playing some more. Definitely getting back into teaching some more. So those of you who aren't in the loop, which is probably most of you, working with George Bryan Golf Academy. Been doing that for about 3 years or so, pretty part-time, because I'm also a real estate agent. I also teach band, do some marching band and some teaching, private lessons. So George and I have just recently created a little bit more of a long-term relationship. So I am excited about getting back into golf. For sure. So, what are we doing? That's good. So right now I've got a wind coming right into my face, a little off the left. So, just trying to take that into account of where my ball finishes, just so I can process that information. And mostly, like I said, still right now warming up. See if I can get the ball started online. Taking little half swings. I'm happy with all these so far. Maybe I don't need to practice. And just really trying to figure out what my reality is. Trying to figure out where the ball might go if I go out on the golf course in relation to where I think I'm aiming. Not really working on anything yet. Just trying to develop a pattern and see what I feel. You'll hear me talk a lot about feel. And we'll talk about some of the things that I do feel. Well, there we go. And see, that's my miss. Is a pull. We're not going to get into the weeds of why quite yet. I'm not quite sure if you guys are interested in the whys and hows. Still started a little left. I'm really so my target is like in line with that yellow flag, but I'm really wanting to start it slightly to the right of that flag so that it can curve to the left and still finish on that line. Kind of like that. That feels good. Check my line. Yeah, the wind's pushing it a little bit to the left as well. I'm not quite sure how long this GoPro will last. It wasn't on 100% battery when I started. Alright, so we've got a pattern. That's kind of the first thing. Everything that misses is going left, starting left and curving left. So let's fix it. Alright, so my ball starts left and is drawing. There's two things that we're going to talk about: path and face. This is going to be a very rudimentary explanation for those of you who are interested. And if you want more detailed info, for one, you can probably just go Google it. But two, we might talk about that later. So face. Face controls where the ball starts. So obviously, there we go. If my ball is starting left, at impact, the face is pointing left of where I want it to be pointing. So we just try not to close it so much. It's kind of step one. See if we can just keep that face a little more square through impact and get it started where we want it to. And definitely check if your club, I don't know how well you can see any of this. Again, we're experimenting. If my club face is closed at address, right? If it's this way, it'd be a very tiny bit. Then that could be enough. So really, that's a relation of your grip to your address position. Make sure we're starting it where we want it. Well, that was a weird ball. Again, I'm just hitting little punches. You can see my follow through is pretty short. Backswing is still fairly short right now. Not trying to hit it any specific distance. Just working on getting it started on line and making solid contact. There we go. So there we go. That one started right and went straight. So what makes a golf ball curve? when there's a difference between where the path of the club is moving, so like in relation to that yellow line, this would be my path straight down the line. Exaggerated, this would be my path out to the right from the inside out. This would be outside in, path swinging to the left. If my face and path are pointing in the same direction, the ball's going to go pretty straight. That being said, if my path is to the right, my face to the right, it's going to go straight to the right. There we go. Stay here left to target. If my path is left and my face is left, go straight to the left. If it's straight down the line with a straight face, which is probably the hardest one to do, go straight down the target line. There we go. So when you're trying to correct something in your ball flight or your golf swing, usually the first thing to do is exaggerate the opposite. That's how I always did it. That's how I get most of my students that have especially major problems. You figure out what you're doing and do the opposite, and hopefully find the middle. Ooh, I slipped, but it went straight. So basically the correction I made was I opened the club face slightly at address with the hopes of it being a little more square at impact. That one started left again. Now, I'll know once I go back and look at this footage, I'm probably not coming over the top. Right, over the top would be swinging left, because I don't typically do that. Usually, if my ball is curving too much, probably my face has over-rotated and I've released these angles a little bit too much. So I'm trying to sort of keep this club head behind my hands, keep my hands leading the club head, and keep it square. There we go. Money. And we're back. So that was an 8-iron that I was sort of developing some kind of a routine with, controlling path and face. So we're just going to make a leap up to a hybrid club here and see if we can still maintain those same feelings. That's perfect. Dead down the target line. Can't complain. So I still feel like I'm restricting my speed, mostly by finishing this swing a little short of where I would. That's also helping me to feel like I'm controlling this face, not letting it fly all over the planet quite yet. Essentially what I feel like I'm doing is swinging from here to there. Here to there. Ooh, you see that? Again, I don't know if you can see those balls or not. And I'm down here on the very end of this range to try and get away from everybody. And hopefully people don't think I'm a lunatic sitting here talking to myself. Beautiful. Yeah. Okay. That works. So now what? Let's work on some distance control. Start getting some speed control. So if you can control the face and you can control the path, you can get it going towards a target. that's about 50% of it. Then you got to get it actually going the right distance, which is by far the most important thing. Now, we got a big wind into us. I mean, it's blowing. You can see how it's blowing my shirt. I mean, it's got to be steady 15 miles an hour. So controlling distance in this wind is not the best place to figure it out. But we're going to start at the Miller Lite box. It is 77 yards away. So we figure it's probably playing closer to 87. I've got a 56 degree, which hopefully is still 56 degrees. Haven't checked my lofts and lies in a long time. But now we're going to get a feel for speed here. So trying to hit this ball what feels like 87 yards. Oh, it's a little left. And it looked like it was the right distance. So we'll try again. Now we're back to face, path, speed. There we go. It's in the bucket. Oh, right next to it. The wind died here for a second, so all that comes down into every shot's a little bit different. Oh, yeah, just short. Took a little bit too much steam off of that one. So how do you gauge how far you want to hit it? Like, how do you change that? Well, ask that question to every tour player and you probably get a little bit different answer. Back when I practiced, well, I guess number one is practice. Ooh, off balance. But a lot of people use what's called a clock system. So essentially what that is, you sort of always keep your perceived speed the same, but what you change is the distance of your backswing. So like if you think about your arm as a clock arm, this would be, roughly 9 o'clock, 7:30, 10:30, somewhere up there. So the theory is if you keep your effort the same and vary the distance of your backswing, the resulting speed will be different. And, it might have a chance. A little right. Still a little short. Anyways, the resulting distance will be different with those different length swing. And then eventually, if you can do it consistently, you got something you can work with. So, a little thin. Okay. It's the other part I haven't really talked about yet, but unfortunately, I'm here on a mat. I don't like practicing on mats because you don't get the feedback from turf interaction like you do on grass and dirt. But that's what we got. Oh, I felt that. This is what I felt. And it went left. So, don't want to feel that. Try something different. So, feel, for me, what I feel is the release pattern. So my tendency is to have a whole lot of face rotation. Like that. And you do need that. Definitely need some. That's how you square the face. Because right here, that face is open. And I've got to get it. I want to keep my hands forward, de-loft it. But if you do this and that too much, then you end up with a shot that goes left. And the more you try to correct it by swinging to the right. The more left it's going to go. Oh, air ball. Look at this. The wind caught that one. Like it had a sail on it. So we're just dialing it in. Try a couple more here. It's pretty nice. It's going to be way short because of the wind. Yeah. I'm going to have to swing harder if I use this club with this wind. And I don't think I really would want to do that. So. Yeah, still way short. Okay, switch clubs. When in doubt, take less loft. Here it is. Okay. I'm happy with that one because it finished slightly to the right. Started right, went straight. And it was a little too long, which is fine. There we go. Happy with that one too. Same miss basically, just to the right, which makes me wonder. I probably need to check my lie angles because that wedge could very well be a little more upright. Ooh. Getting there. Remember, practice the opposite. If your miss is a hook, be happy if it misses to the right. Don't be mad. That's what you're trying to do. Yeah. It's like 8 feet right. Be happy with that in real life. Oh, now that one I got out in front of. I think. We'll check the tape. But I think I felt it. There we go. That's pretty. Oh. Right over it. Again, I don't know if you can see any of these. I don't know if you can still hear me. I'm talking a little softer. They're pretty busy. Yeah. Happy with that. Well, we got about less than half of this bucket left. I do want to hit some drivers because probably sucks. Oh, I'm stopping. You know why? I felt like that face was a little closed when I started. Put the bucket right next to it. All right, switching gears. Okay, driver time. I am going to come up here to the grass. Oh, duck hook. So my pattern is consistent. That just means all I gotta do is keep that face square. Probably even feel like it's slightly open, huh? Would be a good idea. Yeah, good idea. Problem solved. Okay, let's establish a target line and get some more balls. I'm gonna keep the same target line. So actually from here, if you can see any of this, there's a yellow flag, there's a Miller Lite box, and then there's a pole for the net that's basically in line with that. So ultimately I'll be looking to keep it in line with that pole in terms of direction. Now, driver practicing, should you go as hard as you want right out of the gate? Nah, we're gonna slow it down. Half speed, half effort anyways. Feeling like I can keep that face under control. Feeling like that path is still from the inside. All the good things. Feeling like this face is dead open to me. That's what it feels like. And then return it to there. Yeah. Now that's hit really solid with a half effort. Dead straight shot. 20 degrees to the right. Now it didn't slice, it went dead straight. So think back to what we talked about. The whys and hows. Learn from the ball. It went straight. That tells me all I need to know. My path was from the inside, and my face was pointing in the same direction as my path. The correction is very simple. That much. Getting that face square. Well, that one had a little bit of a weird loop to it. Again, find the face. Open face. Oh, too open. Now see that one finally. The first shot I've hit all day out of these probably, I don't know, 40 or 50 balls I've hit already. The first one that's curved to the right. So, am I worried about that one? No, not at all. Because I was trying to keep the face open, right? Whoops. Now that one was too shut. Overcorrection. Alright. And part of that is I'm going too slow to really be able to get my hands where they need to be. So we're going to add 25% more speed-ish. Again, beautiful flight, dead straight, right to the target. Check my line. Good. So why is it doing that? Could be ball position. Might be that my ball position is too far back. The more back it is, the more the club is approaching to the right. So we'll try to feel like we shift it slightly more forward at address and see if that allows the path to square up slightly. So that feels like it's further forward. That was late. Late. So we're still back to a little slower now. There we go. That's pretty. I was right over this yellow flag. Like, from my perspective. And I said that pole was on my target line. I lied, really. Really, that yellow flag is, I don't know. In real life, probably once it gets out to that brown pole, 20 yards right of it. So, some of these are not as bad as I said they are. Because I'm really just looking at this yellow flag. Trying to get it started over it or slightly right of it. Pretty good. Still slightly right of where I want it to be. They're going straight. So, not mad. Nope, that was off the toe hook. Oh, again, late. Had a little bit more effort. Too soon for that. I gotta find my tees. I got one in my pocket. I've lost two out here somewhere. That's so close. It's just like I said, here to there. That much late. All right. Let's allow it to go. I'm not gonna hold on to it. Let it go. Phew. Okay, I'll take that on every hole. Take it back, let it go. Yeah, beauty. Okay. So see, that slow-mo practice that I did, half speed, half effort, finding that club face, is what's allowing me now to add a little bit more speed and let that club fly. That was off the bottom of the club. Didn't let it go. No, that was late. Okay, so we got a bit of a pattern now. I've started to hold on to it. So let's let it go. I don't really want to square this face back up. It still feels like it's slightly open to me. Yeah. I mean, that's only a few degrees right of the yellow flag. Would be in the fairway. There we go. That's a dead ball. Pay no attention to that one. These last two look pretty dead too. Look at this. Well, I can't show you what it is, but this is what we're working with here. Just so you know. This one, not a lot better. So, let's just swing at these last two. Let's give it max effort. Hopefully I don't break myself. So I feel that face. There we go. Find the face. Okay. One more. There's a little bit of a push. Okay. Dead ball, but good strike. All right, well, I'm out of balls and they don't have a short game area. So go home and it's bath time for the boys. So as I'm packing up here, let's talk a little bit about what's the goal of this channel. Why am I doing this now? Well, for one, I'm excited to get back into golf. Probably primary. And I want to share it with you guys. Two, it's probably accountability. I feel like if I have to document my journey here, it's going to be holding me to doing the work. And let's face it, with my schedule, I don't have a lot of time right now. Hopefully finding some time here and there. You guys will probably see me with Roman quite a bit because, again, for those of you that don't know me very well, I've got two sons. Roman is 3, almost 4 in August. Ryan is 1. He'll be 2 in June. And they take a lot of time and effort. And I love it. Not complaining at all about it. But it makes finding time to do this for myself tricky. And I feel some guilt about it, to be honest. Even as I'm sitting here right now after having practiced for less than an hour. I don't even know what time I started. Right now they're at home eating dinner, hopefully, and I'm not there. For the past 3 years, 3.5 years, I've been there. I've been there pretty much all the time. So has my wife, Elizabeth. We've been really lucky, honestly, with the way the timing of the pandemic happened and everything else, and our work schedules that we've created to make all this happen, that we've been able to spend a lot of time with the boys, and it's amazing. I wouldn't trade it for the world. But everything else has been pushed to the back burner, and rightfully so. But now it's time to turn the page and see what we can make happen. So if you guys are interested in following that journey, subscribe, click the little bell, do all the things that you do, and we'll see you there.